Welcome to the garden on this end of November day, celebrating actually my birthday, November 30th. And I wanted to show how the garden looks at the end of the season, kind of how I have planned things in the future and now to provide structure, to provide habitat for insects and other animals. And as well, I'd love to show you, because right now I'm actually at the wild garden of this property, which is the riverside, to show you a little bit of that, because with the vegetation died down, you can see just how majestic it is down here. So come along with me and let's join this tour for the closing of 2023 gardening. Starting the river tour, right here is my campsite. If I ever get down. This year I didn't get a chance to, but it was kind of an odd summer with the heat and the smoke. But as you can see, love this natural archway. Kind of go on this, you can see a muskrat home right here. Hi, Mr. Muskrat. Keep going. They actually do plague my garden a little bit. Down here, it's just one of my favorite spots. It's an easy way to get to the river. Not really quite swimming in here. It is ankle deep, but I love when we start forming ice on the river. It's just wonderful to hear. And we go over here to Fort Jay. Here's this little structure I built a couple years ago. I have to add some more twigs to it, but it is a living fort as it's grown. It's actually built upon this tree, so during the season it's much nicer, but it's kind of my contemplative place where I contemplate, relax a little bit. Just a beautiful thing. And you can see how the river bends over there, and we'll go up above to show you kind of how it looks from above. You can kind of see in the distance the archway up in the garden area. So we'll reverse the view so you can see it. And here's the view above. You can see how it river meanders, and you can see that fort below. And then going back here, you can see some of the things I left up, like these Maximilians or Black-Eyed Susan. They're kind of in the sunflower Rudbeckia family. These provide wonderful seeds for birds, as well as when the stems break off, there are a natural kind of area for insects to lay eggs in, especially our native bees. Going through this archway, it's a busy time of night here, but I love the light as well. You can see kale. Kale is one of those plants that is successful throughout the whole season. This is planted early, and it can take frost and snow, and it gets sweeter as it goes on. I always try to grow something that I'll use, obviously, but also that I will feel successful in growing, and kale is my number one for that. And you can see here, there's just 6 modest beds, 8x4. I have these beds in the back, but in this small space, which is relatively small, I can grow a decent amount of produce for the season. I don't have a lot stored, but I did a decent amount of canning, etc. From this angle, you can see the structure that's in place. These cone-shaped trees are arborvitaes. These will become a natural fence. Into the back area here are some hollies that will take some time to fill in, and then that will become the secret garden because you'll see the vegetables separate. And if you turn around here, we have what I call my little fruit forest. These apple trees, could be considered planted close, but I am going to use pruning methods to keep them smaller, or espalier, which will make them a fence. I have to decide that soon. So we have different areas of interest, from fruits to vegetables to just beauty. I like to blend all of it. Next year I plan on changing things up a bit, adding more sunflowers, doing pumpkins again. So I'm really excited to start the season. Oh, and I should show you, moving up, one thing that I fell in love with that I purchased this year is this azalea. It's brick red in the spring and green leaves, but they turn burgundy like this. So that's definitely a plant. Evergreens, hollies, your rhododendrons leave some structure. Even if you decide not to prune your hydrangeas back, that's a beautiful structure. And you can see I left a couple things up here. Again, sedum is a wonderful one to provide. Once the snow goes on there, they're quite lovely. So that's another plant I suggest. This side garden of the driveway, which is more my natural area, kind of this oval shape, I keep everything up to provide seed and habitat for insects, seed for the birds, and especially this millet that volunteer grew. And there are also places for the birds to rest as they're waiting for the feeders. So I really just love keeping these things for intrigue as well. Even though it does look like dried up whatever, it also, when snow falls on it, adds some beauty. And here's just the front view. We'll transition to the holiday lights. Much love, Mayor Garden Girl. Holiday decorations 2023. Starting with the road, you can see these lovely arborvitaes, which grown quite a bit over the years with some illumination on them. And then you go over here and you can see the house in the distance, and you got this happy little dragon. And you keep going, and you got Olaf, because we all need an Olaf. And then dragon dinosaur with a lollipop. Look at him. Look at that lollipop. Looks tasty. And then you end up on the deck here. Got these new twinkling icicles that I really love. And then if you look inside here, you can see the tree. And here is the tree and it's all its delight inside. Got the Wizard of Oz, of course, nutcrackers. And going from the bottom, just kind of seeing all the little fun here and there. Got some woodland stuff, some antiques towards the top, shiny and bright old ones, little cameos of birds, these little snowflakes I made beadwork years ago, Harry Potter, and there you have it, Christmas 2024. Happy holiday season, everyone.